100 sales in our first 3 months of Etsy as a new shop in 2021. I'm going to share with you how we did it through print on demand. So welcome to 7 days of money, making money every day. So Etsy, it was the 15th of April and we managed to get our 100th order. We started in January and on the 15th of April we got 101 orders. So visits wise 3,357, conversion rate 3%, which is okay. So how did we do it? Here are my 9 tips for how we did it. Number 1 is personalized items. So we did some personalized mugs. We did it around the wedding theme. It just got us some orders, but you could personalize t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever product you're doing, I'm sure you could personalize it. But for us, we did mugs. The next one is researching. So this is so important and you need to do your own research and you need to find those low competition niches, because when you're searching on Etsy, other things will be suggested to you, other shirts, other niches, and before you know it, I often say I've gone down a rabbit hole and what I was actually going in to look for, I've gone into something completely different. I'm designing for this niche. So do your own research on Etsy. You need to find low competition keywords. So if you've got a long tail keyword and you want to check what the competition is like, then just copy and paste it into the Etsy search and just see how many results come up. And then you can look at the top row and see how many items have been sold. So click on that listing, go to that store, have a look. Is it a bestseller? How many are in the cart? You can actually even look right down the bottom and see when it was relisted. So just do a bit of research with those top row just to see if they're new designs or they're designs that have been selling. And then when you're researching, you want to have a look at different design styles. So there's definitely some certain designs that are popular on Etsy, whether it's a certain graphic with a word underneath, whether it's a certain font that's really popular, whether there's certain designs that are available on Canva that you can just put on t-shirts. Have a look at what is selling in the niches and then the mock-ups. So I definitely have noticed certain mock-ups sell better. And so I've done a whole video on mock-ups, but you want to have a look at what the customer is interested in. So those are some areas that we researched. Number 3 is keep listing and designing. It is so slow initially. So it took us 2 weeks to get our first sale. And like I said, it took us 3 months to get 100 sales, but then it took us 1 month to get 200 sales. So it did start snowballing. I've got a freebie for you. It's an Etsy sales tracker and it's what I use. I just made it in Canva. Keep track of our sales, keep us motivated. So if you'd like that freebie, that's in the description box. Next is spend money on mock-ups. So some of our early mock-ups, we probably spent $2 or $3 US, and now we're up to spending about $7 US, and those items are selling. I've done a whole video on Etsy mock-ups, so I really encourage you to go and watch that. I'll link that down below. But this is how I think of it. If I had a top and it was in Target, I would expect to pay less for it. But if I had the same top in a boutique store, then I would be happy to pay more. Even if it was exactly the same, because I was in that different environment, I would expect to pay more. And so that's why we've spent a lot more money on mock-ups, and they're beautiful mock-ups. They've got people in them. They're not necessarily the flat lays. We do have some flat lays, but I really do like the model mock-ups, and that's what's been working for us. The next tip is join Facebook groups. Surround yourself with like-minded, positive people. So I don't know anyone who does this in Australia. So I joined a couple of different groups, all based on YouTubers. I'll leave it in the comments so you can go check those out if you want. And what I found really helpful was when there was customer issues, I just searched in those groups. I could actually find out people have dealt with these problems before. They're not new. I'm not the first one who has had a package say it's arrived and the person couldn't find it. So a lot of people have dealt with this before, and so I just searched in the Facebook group to see how they'd done it. The other thing I really like about these groups is I find them really inspirational. So people will share a screenshot like I do of how much money they've made, how many views for like a month or a week or a year, and it's just so inspiring. It was also very interesting because you can also see at times when it peaked. So back to school was a massive time for a certain shop and they sold a heap there. You can see the sales on their graph that they shared. Christmas was a massive time for someone else. So I really do find it inspirational, and I suppose that's why I'm doing this. I share my monthly income reports so that you guys can be inspired, because we're just a new shop just having a crack. Okay, the next one is follow your competition. Not to copy their designs. Do not do that. We don't want our shop shut down. The idea of following your competition is I didn't really know what Etsy buyers want. I mean, as I've said, I'm in Australia. I presumed that sweatshirts were just going to be in America's winter, so our summer here in Australia. But by looking at these shops, I can have a look and see, oh, they just sold a sweatshirt. Well, have we got sweatshirts up? So that's been so valuable, and you know, it works. I sold a sweatshirt last night that I would have thought, it's the middle of summer in America, why would they be buying a sweatshirt? So it's important to know what your buyer's needs are, and so I can find that by watching a couple of shops and just seeing what they're selling. The other thing is it helps with is buyer wants. So if there's particular designs selling, then you kind of know what the customer wants. I mean, like I said, do not copy their exact design, but you can create your own spin on it. So I found that really helpful, and also it's helped to show me when they've gone into new products what they've sold. It's just like if you're a bakery in your suburb, you'd want to know if the other people are doing vanilla slices and selling it, because if you don't have vanilla slice, then you should be offering that to your customers as well, because they're buying it around the corner. So why don't you have it in your bakery? So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I love it when they have their sales open. You can just clearly see what they've sold, and you can see the items that are selling multiple times, but the shops I follow don't have that. I just check most recent, and you can tell when they do a ton of listings and when it's just an item that's being bought. The other thing about following your competition is, and I've shared that we're on Merch by Amazon, we're on Redbubble, and there are definitely certain designs that do better on certain platforms. And how I found these stores to follow is they were in the same niches. I was just looking and I just keep seeing their name, and I was like, what are they doing? I keep seeing them. And that's how I kind of got onto them. Keywords are essential. They are so important. So the first keywords in the title are the most important. They're most important to be long tail keywords. So you wouldn't want t-shirt at the front, because that's just going to have millions of results if someone types that in. So you're never going to get found. What I discovered, and I can still remember the moment this happened, is I was looking at a t-shirt, a social worker shirt, and I said to my husband, this shop has social worker 6 times. We need to repeat our keywords. The other reason you want your keywords at the start to be your best keywords is because they show up in the URL, which you can see here. But what I didn't realize until I took this screenshot, so I just thought it would be social worker shirt, so just the first word, but no, it actually extends on to social worker tee. So as you can see there, that search engine optimization is sensational. There is social worker twice in the URL. So that's just amazing. And to look at that as a customer, I'm just like, oh yeah, social worker shirt, social worker t-shirt, gift for social worker. Certainly doesn't put me off buying. The next one is avoid oversaturated holidays. And this was a mistake we made. I did some Easter shirts, I did some St. Patrick's Day shirts. And you know what? Do you know how many sales we got from them? None. Absolutely none. I don't think the designs were bad, but people have been on Etsy for years, and so they've already got that kind of credibility that, oh, they sold 100 of those t-shirts last year. It's still there. It's still showing it's a popular listing. It's still going to be on the front page. So now we avoid oversaturated holidays. So for instance, we're going to do Christmas, but we're going to cross niche. So we're not just going to do Christmas t-shirts. Find keywords that aren't saturated and put them at the front of the title. The other thing we did with 4th of July items is we listed them 2 months before, so they had a chance, and we did sell a few of them. Not heaps, but we did sell a few. The next is put your designs on other products. So think beyond shirts. I've used an example from one of our selling tank tops actually. So when I typed in t-shirts, it had 24,000 results. The same keywords, except I changed shirt for tank tops, has 1,272. And we are in the top row for the tank tops, and we're selling. But if we were in the t-shirts, we would not have sold at all. We would not have got found. It's just too saturated. Same could be said for mugs. There might be a heap of t-shirts, but with that exact same keyword on a mug, you might get found. So really have a look just beyond t-shirts. I suppose that's the thing. But at the same time, you've seen from my income reports, we have sold a lot of t-shirts. They're still our main item. But during the graduation time, when we had a massive amount of sales, we would sell the t-shirt and the notebook. It would be the exact same design, but we just put it on a notebook. So if you've got this far, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. The revenue from those 101 orders was $2,713.83. And that's pretty awesome for working from home, working around family, working around other work commitments. It's certainly a fantastic side hustle for us at the moment. Okay, so here is the case study for a particular shirt that has done so well for us, especially in those 100 first sales, was an occupation shirt. And when I looked into it, it had less than 600 results. At the moment it's got over 1,000, so other people have found it as well. It had no bestsellers, so no one had bestsellers, but I could tell they were selling from reviews in other shops. So what we did is we repeated the occupation in the title. After I'd learned about the social work, we went occupation shirt, occupation gift, occupation tee, occupation grad gift, occupation t-shirt. Then I copy and paste that to the tags exactly, and if it doesn't fit because it's too long, then I just put a comma in the middle and split them up. And then in the description, I've done this 2 ways. So I heard that the first sentence is so important if you're getting shown on Google. At the moment we have offsite ads turned off, so we wouldn't get shown, but the main keyword we put at the start, and then I copied and pasted the whole title and put it at the bottom. But now I've changed a little bit and I'm actually just doing copying and pasting the whole title and putting it at the top. So that's how we did it. Guys, I've got some more videos for you. The mock-up video that I was sharing, you want to go and check that out, as well as one video I've done on low competition niches and my free Etsy course up there. Thanks heaps for watching. Bye.